Hey everyone. Reality seems to be creeping in on the stock market, particularly the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ 100 is trading at 27 times its annual earnings, which is very high. And that's 35% above what the S&P 500 is doing price to earnings wise. We have an extended market, and the market really doesn't know what it wants to do now. It knows it's not hopeful on inflation that much, but it thinks we might avoid a recession. And I'm going to talk about how all these things interplay and how I think it's going to pan out at the end of this video. Nvidia and Apple are good examples. It used to be Apple and Tesla were kind of guiding the market, but now it's more Apple and Tesla. Apple went down 8% last week, and Nvidia went down 6% last week. It's being said that Nvidia might not be too big to fail, but it might be too big to succeed. It's also being said that it's a great company which is priced beyond perfection. So it isn't a matter of the company being great. It is great. It's just, do we need a lower price? And I think we probably do. And I think that's what the market is waiting for. And there's been a tendency towards gambling and the greater fool theory coming into play, which means that a stock goes up simply because you find some fool that's willing to pay a higher price for it. And an example of that is VinFast. VinFast is an electric vehicle car company in Vietnam, and they went up so high. They went up from like $15 to $93. At one point, their value was greater than McDonald's, okay? At one point, they were 4 or 5 times greater than GM. It's just getting ridiculous. I think it's day traders. They zero in on a company that has a dream, a possible dream, and it's thinly traded, and they can move the price easily because it is thinly traded, and they pile in, and then it's just who has the guts to hold it the longest, and who's the biggest fool, and who's going to be left holding the bag. So it seems the United States and China are taking turns, taking pot shots at each other, and this hurt Apple a lot. And that's why part of the reason it was down 8%. China banned government workers from using iPhones, Apple iPhones at work. And Apple slid $2 billion, not $2 billion, $200 billion. This is a large company, near $3 trillion. It's really something. On the internet, they show film of the Apple stores being empty, and the Huawei stores being full. And we were surprised that Huawei had a 7 nanometer chip in it, which we thought our tariffs and restrictions would keep them from getting. And how did they get that? I think the thought is they must have got it from us somehow, but maybe that's not necessarily the case. But in any case, this war between China and the United States, an economic war, it's not going to turn out pretty. And especially, I think China is going to be on the losing end, especially. On September 12th, Apple is going to highlight their new iPhone and their other products. And I say their other products because it really is mainly the iPhone. But I don't see that much exciting happening here. The most exciting thing is that they're going to change the plug. They're going to make it a USB-C plug. So finally, they're going to conform with the rest of smartphones, and we won't have to carry 2 sets of plugs if we have different instruments. which I have always thought was just ridiculous that they didn't conform to what was standardly done. It was just simply ridiculous. But they did not do this out of the kindness of their heart. They did it because the European Union made them do it. Tesla seems to be having a little bit of a hard time in the market right now. It's hanging around 250 as a price point, but it seems to be mostly consolidating, and it has a very bright future. Of course, Tesla always has a very bright future, but there's a reason for it. They sell 60% of all the electric vehicles that are being sold. In the second quarter, sales of electric vehicles increased 70%. 22% of all cars being sold right now are electric vehicles. So it seems like, this is things come out of California mainly, and they spread to the rest of the country, and that seems to be happening with electric vehicles. Tesla, of course, always has a bright future, and it just topped Toyota as the best-selling brand in California. The job boom is over. Its job growth has returned to what it was before the dark days of our health problems, and that's good. I hate it when bad news is good news. And I have difficulty with dealing with a stock market like this. But this is the stock market we have because it's all concentrated on the Fed. And the Fed is hopeful that they can avoid recession, but they will raise rates way higher if that's necessary. And the data indicate that inflation is going to go up, at least temporarily here, and it could keep going up, especially if oil prices keep going up. They're going into the 80s, and they're looking like they're wanting to go into the 90s to me. And that's going to make inflation worse. And the Fed has already set things up with their bank term lending program, loan program, to bail banks out. So they're already actively bailing the situation out. And that's what's going to make them fairly fearless in increasing rates. How high is it going to get before things break? That is the danger. The more they raise rates, the more danger you have of something unforeseen breaking and the whole thing collapsing. Right now, getting 5% on bonds looks pretty good to me. The United States is at some risk for a slowdown, and I think we will have a slowdown, but it's how much of a slowdown will we have? I mean, the Fed thinks we might be able to avoid recession, and it's looking like China is in way more trouble than the United States with their real estate problems. I don't think China is ever going to overtake the United States. That's a fiction that's been propositioned across the country for the last 5 years or so. And they were so impressed with its rapid economic growth, which was completely due to not completely, but mainly due to the United States buying their products. But the United States is going to stop buying their products, and they're going to do nearshoring to Canada, Mexico, and the Europe, countries friendly to the United States that we don't have political differences with. And I think the United States will always do better economically just because we don't try to control capitalism as much as they do, which is a problem in and of itself. They are projected to slow to 1% growth by 2050. That's not a bullish long-range projection. I think the United States has such a vibrancy, and it's built into the system. As crazy as our politics get, eventually we sort it out. Eventually it'll go to the courts, and they will sort it out, as they certainly are sorting things out now, thankfully. Thanks for listening and watching. Plan to see you in the next one.